Hello. I want to give you a bit of a background behind a lot of my pieces of work. I'm always creating, I'm always in the creative process, and the culmination of how I live my life is represented in completed pieces. So I want to give like substance and backdrop, as much substance as I can to specific pieces to like really tell a story. I love to travel. I get so much inspiration from travel. A lot of inspiration that I get from travels is going through specific experiences and like feeling and sensing and exploring everything that a specific environment or area has to offer. So I want to tell the story behind my piece called Old Woman Bay. It's a mixed media encapsulation. So I went to Old Woman Bay, and Old Woman Bay is a little cove on the southeast border of Lake Superior. And if you've ever been to like Ontario, like the Ontario that goes around Lake Superior, it's just, oh god, it's so gorgeous. Like pines, rolling hills, stone walls, like a little bit like down south, like through the Appalachian Mountains, yet like Canadian, so it's even better. And so I was just meandering down, like it's Highway 17, I believe, and Highway 17 goes all the way around Lake Superior. So I didn't, like, you can just take that whole road around, and you can get really good glimpses of the lake just from that road. So I'm coming down a small hill from that road, and I had plans to go to Old Woman Bay. As I was coming down this hill and going around this curve, like, oh, the scenery and landscape. I saw Old Woman Bay for the first time from that perspective. So I was going south down Highway 17. The rolling hills and sharp, vivid imagery of this cove. So then I go around the curve and then kind of curve around again to get to the parking lot. And I was living in my car, so I was like, I like changed in my car into my bathing suit and like, you know, got my water and my chair and a book and like some food. Living on the road is so great because everything you need is contained into like 70 square feet. Like it's actually really nice. And so I like got all my stuff and I was reading this really good book. It was called One Last Stop. So I got onto the beach. I got there at like, I don't know, 11 a.m.-ish. And there's like a little creek that flows into the cove, which is just magical in itself, like to be in a cove that has a creek going into the bigger span of water. On one side of the cove is this. So I'm like sitting like right here. Like this is looking to the right of the cove. It has these hills. And like during the day, this was all green and gorgeous. The crispness of the air around Lake Superior, but like even more north in Canada, is inspiring within itself. It's like so sharp and vivid. And there were like purples within the sky in the day. It was like outer space, but also grounded on a beach. In this picture, like over here would be where I like drove in from the curve hill. I use these canvases to portray the essence of the rolling hills, because it wraps around the edges and creates like a 3D effect of the picture itself. What's really cool about this one is that the driftwood wraps around the canvas, so it's like creating multi-dimensions within just this one print, which if you've ever been to Old Woman Bay, you know there are infinite dimensions within the bay. So that was to the right of where I was sitting. And I stayed at this beach, obviously, until sunset. Like, I can stay at a beach by myself for probably like 3 to 4 hours. And I stayed at this beach for like 10 hours. It just sucked me in. And so on the other side of the lake was like energetically entirely different. It kind of reminded me of like dinosaur era, like prehistoric era. And it's like, because the sun like arced over and then set to the right, obviously to the west. And so as it was arcing over, like this landscape changed dramatically, like all day. And the way that the sun reflected off of these pines, like made each side of this cove completely different. Like, it was amazing. It felt like I was in 2 different coves at the same time, but I was in the same cove reading the same book all day. And then this is the wide open expanse. It goes like this. Technically, this edge is this edge. And all these pictures are taken at like a very similar time. You can just tell how different the sky is in each one, and how like even in the middle one, like you can tell that the gradient is changing from east to west. Y'all, it was so good. It was so good. So I took all of that energy and feeling and senses, and I created this pour painting from it. And in the sun, these hues come in strong. So like during the day, like you can see more of like the blues and the pinks and the vivid green. And then at night, or when the sun is setting, the gold comes in to take over the show. And I painted the sides gold. And it like literally looks like 2 paintings within one, because yellow and purple are opposites in the color wheel. So bringing these 2 colors together creates like the multiple dimensional feeling that I was experiencing the whole day. Granted, the book was also really amazing, so just the whole aspect, the whole day. Like, just look how freaking cool that is. I portray them like this one goes on the right, this one goes on the left, and then this one goes down at the bottom in the middle. But like, you can portray them any way you want. You can portray the piece sideways, like whatever speaks to you. It's just a really cool piece and experience, and whomever it's for, like, this is the intention that I'm bringing to it, just to create like a multi-dimensional experience every time you look at it. If you're interested in this piece or looking at all my other offerings, you can visit the link below for more information and to buy it. And shipping is included in the costs. Well, it's calculated. It's all like done in the computer, which is really nice. So yeah, and if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm Stephanie, owner of Unwinding Movement. massage and bodywork and art. Until next time, bye.